All right, guys. So this is just a quick little run through of how I achieved this effect. I won't call it the same effect that Peter Happick has because honestly, this was kind of a bear to figure out just going in blind. But it seemed to me to be not a standard double exposure and not something that was done with gels based on the way that the colors overlaid on the face in both images. Like the colors were different irrespective of each different image. So it just seemed that it wasn't a gel shot double exposed with a different gel shot and that it was something that was done in post. I could be totally wrong about that. I really honestly could because we're all just a little bit loopier these days anyway, but it seemed to me to be much easier to do it all in Photoshop. So the first thing I did was bring both of my images into Photoshop, and I kind of tilted and moved Lindsay over a little bit because I wanted her to match up a little bit better. I wanted the letters to match up a little bit better in the shirt here, and obviously because I tilted that other layer here, and I've got nakedness behind it. I put a solid color fill behind to fix that. And then on this top layer here, I go into the blend mode, so you can double click on that layer just like so, and I just remove the red channel. That's the first step. And already right there, you've got kind of a cool effect, but it wasn't giving me quite the same look in Peter's work, so I had to go a little bit farther. So I added in, some selective color adjustments, then an overall color fill to give it that sort of, three multi-layered color look to it. And you can see here, like the colors in the face aren't quite exactly the same as what he's got in his work, but I like the way that it looks, so I just left it. Really what I was going for was the like pseudo 3D effect of lining up the words right here. Like that's what I wanted more than anything when looking at this. There wasn't enough texture in the jumping image for me or in the standing image, so I made copies of both of those and I just have them in here at reduced opacity. So this is at a 30% opacity. And the difference is like very, very subtle. I'll click it off and on there so you can see the difference. But it's enough that I like the way that it looks. And same with the jump image. Like you can see there, that adds even a little bit more of a kick to it. So you can really see what we're looking at. Then on top of that, I did a little bit of a curve just because I like messing with curves. No, I wanted to lighten it up. It felt a little bit too red to me. So I just gave it like a standard sort of contrast curve to bolden up the blacks a little bit here, which also has an added double effect of making this red color just a little bit friendlier and a little bit pinker, which I kind of like the way that looks too. Doubly so I went in here with the levels just a bit, just to bring the blacks out a little bit more. You can barely see that adjustment. I'm clicking off and on here just so you can have a look at that. And then finally, I top it off with a layer of sharpening just so that it pops a little bit more. This is, again, like if you'd have to be pixel peeping like an editor to really see the difference here. But there it is off and on as well. And finally, it was a little bit too red in the face for me, so I just added a hue saturation layer on top and brought the reds down a little bit there. So we have a nice little tricolor effect going there from the different expressions. And that's it. That's the entire thing.